Well, hey there, friends. I have a treat of an episode for you today where I'm going to walk you through how to create a high quality, SEO friendly, converting blog in less than 2 hours per week. Because the fact of the matter is, if you're not creating content consistently and publishing content consistently on your website, then your website is not going to be the lead generation machine that it can be. But one of the things that I hear the most from other entrepreneurs, whether they're a solopreneur or have an entire team, is, Faith, how do I have time to blog? How much time should I be allotting for this? I don't have time for this. And I get it. I feel that in my bones. I have 3 small children. We homeschool, though not during the summer. And I just have a slew of things on my plate as well. So let me help you figure out and learn. Let me teach you how to create a high quality blog in 2 hours or less. You're definitely going to want to take notes on this, okay? And I'm going to lay it all out for you step by step by step. Are you ready? Let's go. Hey there, fellow entrepreneur. Welcome to Simple SEO and Marketing with me, Faith Hannon. Do you want to grow your business with organic marketing and finally feel like you can understand SEO? Are you scouring the internet for how to get more website traffic, SEO for dummies, and how to market on Pinterest? Have you tried to grow your business with SEO and blogging only to get frustrated and quit because it's overwhelming and too time consuming? Been there. Hey, I'm Faith Hannon, Jesus lover, copywriter, blogger, wife, wrangler of tiny humans, and barrel racer. And let me tell you, I didn't have time to waste sorting through SEO and keyword strategies that either didn't work or were so over my head I couldn't understand them. I honestly thought that SEO and blogging only worked for people with a PhD in tech jargon and a whole team of employees, until I learned these secrets. Good SEO strategies don't have to be complicated, and creating and marketing great content doesn't have to take more than a couple hours a week total. So pop in those earbuds, slam some coffee, and let's grow your business with simple organic marketing and a healthy dose of biblical encouragement along the way. All right, y'all. So if you've been around here for more than, 2.5 seconds, you know that I'm a fan of being efficient, but also doing things right. Because as my papa said, anything worth doing is worth doing right. But there is a difference between doing something right and being a perfectionist. That's another topic for another day. However, what I want you to learn today is that it is possible to create a high quality blog, high quality blog, in 2 hours or less per week to increase your traffic and generate leads. You can do a great job of this, create great content without being a perfectionist and without signing your life away to blog, okay? Now, in this methodology, I want you to know that we have 3 stages, and each stage has 3 steps. So go ahead, and if you're a note taker like I am, divide your paper into 3 sections, stage 1, stage 2, stage 3. And then in each stage, I want you to write 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. That way, when you're done listening to this episode, you can very easily go back and execute on what you just learned, okay? Now, stage 1, all right? Stage 1 of creating a high quality blog is prep work, okay? Stage 2 is planning. And stage 3 is execution. And we're going to get into all the nitty-gritties starting now. Okay, so stage 1 is prep work. Why is prep work so important? Well, let me just tell you. Because if you don't do the prep work, you are setting yourself up to do so much more work and much harder work in the back end. And I know this because I've worked with clients who haven't done the prep work that I'm going to teach you, and we've just had to hit the ground running, and we haven't even been able to do the prep work that I'm teaching you. And when I tell you that it's 900,000 times harder to not do the prep work ahead of time, I mean it. All right. So your prep work is this. Step 1, number 1 for your prep work is to know your content strategy. Now, I go into detail on this in episode number 66, but the gist of it is you need to know the why behind what you are posting. All right. I call it my wagon wheel content strategy, and I've got everything linked for you in the show notes. But basically, at the core of your messaging, at the core of why you're in business, and at the core of your content, you need to know your why. Why are you in business? Why are you promoting these products? Why are you doing this? Who are you helping? Why do you want to help them? Why do you want to help them this way? Why? And you need to go deep into your why and then start forming your content strategy. Because when you know why you're doing all these things, why you're creating content, why you're in business, why you're in this particular business, why you're doing business this particular way, then it makes creating content a breeze, an absolute breeze, okay? So step number 1 of stage 1 is to know your content strategy. Step number 2 of stage 1 is you have to do your keyword research. Now, I do not do keyword research for every single blog before I come up with the idea for the blog, but you have to have done, I call it your base work keyword research, because if you're trying to create content or even create an entire business around something that nobody is searching for or how they're searching for it, you're just throwing spaghetti at the wall and hoping that something will stick. Whereas if you've at least done your base work or your general keyword research, then you know, oh, okay, people are searching for business coach, not content coach, or vice versa, right? You know what people are searching for, so you know what content you need to be even brainstorming about, okay? Now, I have a ton of episodes on keyword research. Check out episode number 62, 88, 126, 142, and 161 to learn about how to do keyword research. Obviously, I will do keyword research with you in a coaching call if that's what you would like, and I would love to do that. But if you're on the I have to do it for myself stage, which I totally understand, those episodes will get you started. Okay, step number 3 of stage 1, right? 3 stages, 3 steps each. Stage 1, step 3 is you have to have a master content list. Now, I love to have my master content list on a Google Doc because then I have access to it from anywhere. Is that always the first place that I write my ideas down? No, it is not, because I'm a pen and paper kid through and through. And so I will write things down on a piece of paper. But what I found is I was always losing those pieces of paper if I didn't intentionally transfer those ideas to my master content list. You don't have to have a Google Doc to do this. You can use whatever you want. But the main point of having a master content list is that I want you to get all of your ideas written down all in one place so that you can find them when you need them. And when it's time to create content, you're not staring at a blank cursor on your screen or scrambling for ideas and wind up coming up with something dumb and settling on it because you don't have anything else, when really you do have a ton of great ideas. They're just not where you can find them. Well, hey there, pals. Are you looking to get more traffic to and more leads from your website in the coming year using the power of SEO? Are you tired of the hustle, the grind, and constantly changing algorithm of the social media game? Are you ready for sustainable marketing without 80 hours of work each week? Then go check out my signature course, The Organic Marketing Framework, where I break down exactly what our team has done with clients and students to help them get more traffic, more sales, and to know how to harness the power of SEO without losing their minds. Head on over to faithhannon.com/framework and learn how to get more leads from your website in just 4 weeks. All right, now stage 2 is planning. And I know that sounds like maybe planning and prep work are different, but really they're not in my world, because I like to get the prep work done way ahead of time. You don't have to redo the prep work, but you do have to plan again and again, right? So I like to actually plan about 2 months at a time. Some people like to plan monthly. Some people like to plan quarterly, but just for my life, about 2 months at a time tends to work the best. So do whatever works for you, right? Just try to plan more than a week in advance, please and thank you. Step number 1 of planning is to brainstorm. Now, this is when I want you to look over that master content list that you have where you can access it easily. And I want you to look ahead to what launches, sales, or promos that you have coming up, right? Maybe you have some collaborations coming up. Maybe you have a big sale coming up. Whatever it is, those things should inform your content strategy. Those things should inform whatever content you're going to create. And then step number two, of stage 2 is to choose. Just pick what you're going to write about. Pick what you're going to create content around. Just pick it, okay? You don't have to go like spend 45 minutes choosing. Just choose things that are in alignment with where you're headed, with what your goals are for that month or that quarter. Just pick, okay? And then the third step of stage 2 is to outline. I know it sounds really weird to have to outline things in the planning stage, but trust me when I tell you that it will save you a ton of time to outline, even just a really rough outline, your blogs in the planning stage. Because as you're choosing these topics, what you're doing, your brain already has ideas for what you want to say about these topics. So you might as well write it down and get the work done ahead of time, okay? So you're going to outline these topics in the planning stage. And obviously, when it comes to actually writing the dang blog, you can go back through and you can change your ideas and you can elaborate on points and all that, and you should. But let me tell you, I have failed to outline while I'm choosing things, and then I go back later and I'm like, what was I going to say about this? I don't even remember. And then I have to redo all the mental work to remember what I was going to say when I picked that topic. Whereas if I had just outlined it right then and there and taken a solid 5 minutes, if that, to outline each topic, oh my gosh, it would have just made my life so much easier. So now I make a point to do this. When I'm planning out my content, I go ahead and I outline the stuff right then and there. Okay. Stage 3, y'all ready for this? Boom, 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 boom. Stage 3 is execution. And this is when I want you to fill in the outline, because obviously a full-fledged high-quality blog is not just an outline plopped up on the internet for people to read. You need to elaborate. You need to make it sound like a real human wrote it. Please and thank you. You need to write this in 5-paragraph essay / blog with bullet point style. You need to fill in the outline. And step 2 here is to really write the rough draft. Make it feel more like a full-fledged piece of content, okay? Now, in these stages is when you are making sure that it is high quality, that it's answering your person's questions. You're making sure that it's written in a way that it's easy to understand. In blog life, we can use bullet points and numbers. Your English teacher is not staring over your shoulder yelling at you, hopefully, for using bullet points, okay? When you're writing this blog, write it in such a way that it's easy to read, because the fact of the matter is people skim information on the internet. They don't read it word for word. So write it in a way that's easy to understand. And then step 3 of stage 3 is to edit and optimize. Now, depending on the topic, depending on what I'm writing about, I will either do my keyword research in the fill in the outline stage or here, because oftentimes I know what I want to say and I'm just going to say it, and then I'm going to go back and make it work for SEO. I actually do this backwards from a lot of people, but I don't want the keyword research to dictate what I'm going to say, because then I just feel like I'm boxed in, which I know is really backwards for a lot of people. But I'll just, after I have the bones of the blog or even the full-on rough draft, I'll go back and do keyword research using my favorite tool, Ubersuggest, and then I'll tweak it to be keyword friendly. Okay, a few tips here for your editing and optimizing stage. I do not write and publish in the same day, because just the way our brains work, if we don't give ourselves space and time in between when we write and when we edit, then our brains read what we think we wrote instead of what our fingers actually wrote. If you don't have my free download 10 tips for better content, go ahead and grab that, because this will help you with that. And then make sure to listen to episode number 172 to make sure you're not missing any of the 3 crucial steps I talk about in there and how to create content. Okay. So y'all, here we go. You ready for the recap? Three stages and 3 steps each to create a high quality blog in 2 hours or less per week to generate traffic. Stage 1, you got to do your prep work. Know your content strategy, do your keyword research, your base keyword research, and have a master content list. Stage 2, you got to plan, either monthly, every couple of months, or quarterly. You need to brainstorm, letting your goals and your launches inform your content strategy, and honestly getting to write about what you're excited to write about because it comes through in your writing. Then you need to choose, and step 3 is outline your stuff right then, okay? Stage 3 is execution, when you need to fill in the outline, write the rough draft, and then in the middle of all that, do your keyword research, edit, and optimize. Okay, y'all, let me give you a little hug. You're not going to get this perfect the first time or hit the nail on the head at 2 hours the very first time, and that is okay. Keep going. It gets easier, I promise. What used to take me sometimes 6 hours or more for one blog, and I'm a natural born writer, right? Like I write for fun. What used to take me 6 hours for one blog now takes me an hour, maybe 2, including the podcast that I repurpose for a blog, which BT dubs, if you already have a podcast or a YouTube, you still need a blog. Listen back to episode number 170. So I pray that this episode helps y'all. Really and truly, I have seen so many people get this done and get this worked into their weekly workflow to take 2 hours or less. And I'm excited for you guys to do this. Make sure you time your tasks and hop on over into the Facebook group. If you have questions or need ideas for blogs, I'll be happy to help you. All right, y'all, have a great rest of your week. Bye. Thank you so much for listening in today. Hopefully this episode gave you some really tangible tips for better SEO and marketing to get more leads and more sales from your website. If it did, can I ask you a quick favor? Would you please share this episode with a friend and then just take 10 seconds and go leave a written review on Apple Podcasts. That is the very best way to help more Jesus-loving entrepreneurs scale their businesses so that they can help more people with their gifts and make an even bigger impact for the kingdom of God. And guess what? We now have a Facebook community where we can learn, hang out, and laugh. Go join the Facebook group now. It's linked in the show notes. And all the other things, courses, coaching, and copywriting can be found at my website, faithhannon.com. Until next time, God bless, and I'll talk to you soon.